Hi guys, I'm so excited about today's game. I am about to show you Dinosaur Escape Game by Peaceable Kingdom. This is for players 4 and up, and it is 2 to 4 players, ages 4 and up. It is a cooperative game, and this is, spoiler alert, one of my favorite games that we've ever had. I love this game. So let me get into it and show you why I think it's great, and hopefully I can remember to tell you everything. And if I forget something, well, you'll just have to go out and get this game and figure out for yourself why it is so great. So let's show you some of the components. You've got a board here that has 3 different environments or habitats in it: mountains, canyon, and forests. Then within each of your habitats, there are these little dot circle areas, and that's because there's little cards that go on there, and that's part of the game setup. They will all be flipped over on their backside when the game begins. And then you've got a die and little dinosaur pieces to go around. So the die looks like this. It's got numbers on it, but then it also has a volcano. And in this game, you are racing against the time to save all your dinosaurs and get them on Dinosaur Island, get them off the mainland onto Dinosaur Island before the volcano erupts if you want to win the game. The little dinosaurs are so cool. They look like this. There are 3 of them that go around the board, and these are the player pieces that you move whenever you roll the die. They feel nice, they're realistic looking, they don't have mean, scary faces. They're just really cool. So those at the start of the game would be placed around the board on each of the footprints. One would start there, and one would start there, and one would start down there. Then you roll the die, and you can move your dinosaur either direction. I shouldn't say your dinosaur. It's a cooperative game. Nobody owns any particular dinosaur. You get to move a dinosaur either direction when it's your turn. So when you get your dinosaur into a habitat, so for example, if I rolled a 3 and I started here, I could either go 1, 2, 3. I think I might have this upside down. No, I don't. Or you can go 1, 2, 3 and go into the forest. Once your dinosaur is inside of any of this colored strip, you're considered to be in the habitat. And what that allows you to do is flip over one of these fern pieces. And at the beginning of the game, all these little fern pieces would be all over the board. So you get to only choose one, and you get to flip it over. And when you do, everybody gets to see what it was. In this case, it is a dragonfly. And then you're going to put it back. So what you're looking for are the dinosaurs, because the dinosaurs are mixed in. Once you get the dinosaur in the habitat where its own piece is found, you can then rescue it. But I've got to show you, I love these little pictures on here. This one I flipped over happens to be one of the dinosaurs. So if, say, this guy comes along and we happen to flip over this piece, he chooses this one, and he finds out that it's the green dinosaur, then he would say, okay guys, we gotta get the green dinosaur over to the forest. He gets flipped back, and we work on getting green dinosaur wherever he might be around the board, and we gotta get him back to the forest. And then once he gets anywhere in the forest, hopefully we remember to flip over the right piece. We do, we rescue him, and we move him down to the island. The artwork on these pieces, I really like. It is realistic, and every single piece is something different. So this is like a fossil or some rocks. This is a tree stump. This is a fossil shell. And, oh, this is the T-Rex. There's one of those, and that's not one of the dinosaurs you're looking to rescue. He actually sends you all your dinosaurs back to start wherever they are. So he's kind of a mean guy you want to watch out for. But that's as violent as this game gets. It's not a violent game. And then we also have a bone and a dinosaur. That's a good one that you would want to get. Another dinosaur, and also the little salamander. So basically anything that isn't a dinosaur doesn't really count for anything. You just flip it back over. So there's a little bit of like a memory game built into this as well. So you've got your die rolling, you're moving around, you have all your little pieces here that you're flipping and putting back, so there's that memory aspect, and then you're working together as a team. Then you've got a 3-dimensional volcano in the middle, and you're trying to get your dinosaurs to the island before that goes off. So every time you roll the volcano on your die, you're gonna put down a piece of your volcano, which is super cool. This is all really nice for your hands, you know, can't think of the word, but little fingers like to hold and touch and build these things. So you've got the base of your dinosaur. Then if you roll volcano again, you put on the next part of your volcano, and it keeps building. There are 5 of them. And if it explodes, you did not win the game. Oh no, but if you can get your dinosaurs before this explodes, then you will win the game and you've rescued all your dinosaurs. This is well made. I think that all of these component parts are really nice. My 2 younger boys are pretty gentle, so that's really nice. I can see that this volcano is starting to get a little bit beat up and peeling. And I know it's because of somebody a little rougher that comes over and plays with it. So I try to be pretty protective of the games. I actually really want this game to last. I hope that they keep making it, but just in case they don't, I envision me playing this with my grandchildren someday. I just think this game is awesome and amazing, and I was so excited when I opened it up after we first got it. So what else can I tell you about this game? Okay, it is fun for me to play as a grown-up. That's how I feel anyway. Considering that this is for ages 4 and up, I think that this is just really clever. And the people who designed this, they are no dummies. I mean, dinosaurs and volcanoes in the same game. Somebody out there understands the mind of a boy. What I love about this game also is that, well, I'm going to talk about the Christian aspect in just a second. Let me just say, in other cooperative games that I have reviewed so far, like The Shepherd's Search and Count Your Chickens and Yar Har Hunt, 2 of those are made by Peaceable Kingdom as well. One of them is by Dayspring. They are all really easy to win. They're all for young children. This game is also easy to win, but this is not like a guaranteed win every time. Those other games are pretty much almost like a guaranteed win. This one you sometimes can lose, and I think that makes it a little bit more fun, a little bit more suspenseful. If you 1 out of 4 games don't win, I don't know, I kind of like that. So, all right, from a Christian aspect, all right, one thing that I absolutely love about this game is that nowhere on the box, in the game, in the directions, does it say one single word about millions of years old. Nothing is millions of years old, nothing is billions of years old, and there's not one mention of evolution. So for a dinosaur game to have beautiful, realistic artwork, be totally nonviolent, not try to shove the theory of evolution down my throat in any way, shape, or form, is absolutely amazing. I feel so great about having this game in my house for my kids. So I really, really love that. From a Christian standpoint, I'm going to probably give this a 5. Again, it's not that it teaches Christian values, but that's not what my ratings are based on. It is just, you know, is it in compliance with the Word of God? Is it nice? Is it true? Is it accurate? Are you going to think good thoughts when you're playing it? And does it hold true to doctrine? Does it uphold the 10 commandments? There's no stealing in this game. There's no, you don't do anything to hurt each other. You're just working together to remember what pieces you flipped over. So there's no competition. It's totally cooperative. So I just really, really like it that I can give a 5 stars out of 5 in the Christian homeschool mom approved category for a game about dinosaurs. Super impressed by that. And then as far as it being fun, I think it's great. I've probably tried to push my kids to play this more than other games, and they do like it. Now, because it's for ages 4+, they are now 6 and 8, and I'm finding this is already no longer their go-to game. They're maybe outgrowing it a little bit. I don't know why they outgrow the games that I don't want them to outgrow, because I think this game is just great. So I'm gonna give it a 5. I just got to give it a 5 in both categories. I think it's a fantastic game. Now, I just want to comment a little bit, since we're kind of on that topic of evolution. I want to mention a couple of resources that I think are fantastic. Now, as a Christian, growing up in a Christian home and going only to Christian school, I have never been to a public school. Within that environment, I found myself having questions, probably in my 20s more so, where I kept hearing things about this theory of evolution because it infiltrates so much in society, where I would start to have questions in my mind like, how do the dinosaurs fit in to the biblical account of creation? When did they live? Why did they exist? When did they die off? Did God make them that way? Were they on Noah's Ark? Just like there's a lot of questions, and some questions too about the theory of evolution. Sometimes I would hear things that would really seem to support the theory of evolution, and I thought that they were scientific facts and I couldn't refute them. So that all came to a screeching and beautiful halt when I began to watch Kent Hovind's creation series. His seminars blew my mind. He does such a wonderful job with his presentations. I would encourage you to try to find those. Kent Hovind is Christian Bible based. He's enjoyable to listen to. He's got a sense of humor. He's got that wonderful science mind and great props. One of his seminars is all about dinosaurs, and it is the most fascinating presentation on dinosaurs I have ever seen. I've watched it several times, and I just absolutely love it. It answered so many of my questions about dinosaurs. Then, once I really had this thirst for knowledge in the category of science and creation versus evolution, I ended up getting my hands on this book right here. It's called The Evolution Handbook. It's a paperback. It took me a while to get through it. I just kind of chipped away and read a little bit each night before bed. It has 992 pages in it, and it was so well worth it. This just goes into a lot of detail about all kinds of evolutionary facts, scientific facts, and breaks them down. And it turns out they're not facts. There's a whole lot being taught about evolution that has been kind of skewed, twisted, manipulated, and some of it is an outright lie. Some of it is misinterpreted, and there are actually a ton of scientific facts that you can see with the naked eye that prove the theory of creation, or the fact of creation, and the fact that there was a worldwide flood. So what I really like about the Evolution Handbook is it addresses so many things that you have been taught or have heard about evolution. It gives you the backstory, explains why that's being thought and taught, what the facts and the evidence are behind that, and then it breaks down why that evidence is not as reliable as you may have thought and what is the actual truth. This has built my faith so much. And then lastly, I want to recommend a podcast series for kids called God's Great Earth. It's by Rich Aguilera. He does a fantastic job. We listen to it in the car all the time. It's just really fun and factual, Bible-based, scriptural. He gets into science, history, emotional well-being. He has Bible stories, riddles, and jokes. And altogether, it makes a nice, well-rounded program that really holds the attention of multiple ages. So that's called God's Great Earth, and it's by Rich Aguilera, and that's a podcast. But he also puts out a lot of other really awesome Bible-based creation type material. He writes books, and he's put out some DVDs and some other things as well. So we get on the topic of evolution. My mind always goes to, the Evolution Handbook, and Kent Hovind and Rich Aguilera. Those have been three of the most phenomenal resources for me in helping me to really strengthen my faith and understanding of the world of science, and to realize that evolution, the theory of evolution, is faith-based. It takes less faith to believe in the Bible than it does to believe in the theory of evolution, because there is so much science that actually supports what the Bible has been teaching all along. So thank you for taking the time to hear my thoughts on Dinosaur Escape Game. Go out and buy yourself one right now. Well, no, only do that if you have kids that are ages maybe 3 to 5. Then you should go get yourself one right now. Or if someone you know has a kid age 3 to 5. All right, thank you so much. God bless.